Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm bringing y'all some duos gameplay. This is with a random Loba, and this is just a fun game. A lot of fun. We push a lot of fights. We do win. This is an overall good game. This Loba was fantastic. He pushed when he needed to push. He, I think, reses me once too, so he's able to clutch. He throws down that black market as much as he possibly can, and that helped me a ton because I am using a Sentinel this game. So that helped me just to keep grabbing sniper ammo and shield cells to keep my Sentinel charged. Overall, I really had a fun game this game. I love getting randoms like this, that he's not super cracked by any means, but he's just a good teammate. He's just there when you need him there. He makes smart pushes. He doesn't over push. I like this guy. I like this game. And I've got to say, I'm really enjoying Apex Season 16. I love the changes that they have made with the skill-based matchmaking system. That has made pubs way more enjoyable. For the first time in a really long time, I feel like ranked is what it should be. Ranked up against, similar skilled teammates, while pubs is more of just a nice casual fun game mode at the moment. You never know if they're going to make any more changes. Maybe they might change it back to the old skill-based matchmaking system. But I gotta say, I really enjoy this new system. For the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm not going up against 50,000 Pathfinders, 50,000 kill Pathfinders, or 100,000 kill Wraiths, or 70,000 kill Lifelines. Like, it feels like you're just going up against good players, but not the top 1%ers in the game. And that's really refreshing. So with all that out of the way, I figured I'll get in today's story, because today is Monday, which means it's Marine Corps Monday. And I'm going to go ahead and tell another story from my time spent in the Marines. If you guys like this series, just let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know. Maybe if you want to see a different type of video or have a different idea for a Marine Corps video, or maybe if y'all want to hear like something specific that I did while I was in the Marine Corps, just let me know. I'm always reading those comments. I'm always checking those comments. But last time I talked about the scariest night of my life, which was getting to boot camp. So I figure if I'm going chronologically, now I should talk about my first couple days at boot camp, which is known as a receiving. That's what it's commonly referred to as, and at least in the Marine Corps. I don't know about the military nationwide. But, the first week, first couple days, it's called receiving. And receiving is an emotional time in a recruit's life. I've got to say, receiving is something else. Because you're a kid, you're 17, you're 18 years old, typically. And when you get there, the first thing you do is you run off the bus, and you get on the yellow footprints. And then the bus drives away. And if anyone tells you any different than this, they're lying. The first thought you have once you get on those yellow footprints, and there's a couple seconds of quiet before the drill instructors come yelling at you, but you see the bus pulling away, leaving you, your first thought is immediate regret. That was my first thought in my mind was, wow, what a mistake I have made. What the hell am I doing here? And that's all I could think about while I was standing there about to get, murdered for 13 weeks at boot camp. Was what? Wow. Immediate regret. But, you forget about it. You put it in the back burner and you just kind of think, okay, I'm here. I got to make the best of it. I'm not quitting. And so then at receiving, you get on the yellow footprints. They rush you inside. You immediately get a head shave, not a haircut, a head shave, and it is a aggressive head shave. Like the barber, it's like you owe him money, or he's got some personal vendetta against you. Like he's got some pin-up aggression. They're usually a veteran themselves, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're just mad that they've been getting screwed over by the VA. But it is let me tell you, it's a painful process, man, getting that first head shave. Really, all of those head shaves in boot camp suck, but that first one, man, when you got a lot of hair and they're digging those clippers into your freaking head, man, that shit hurts. It is, ask anyone that's been in the Marine Corps, and, a male. Females don't get their head shaved, but the men do. Shit hurts. Yeah, it hurts, man. But you get your uniforms, you get your head shaved, And then you get rushed. You get a little bit of gear. They give you a little bit of your gear, not all of it, but they give you some of it to start with. And then you get rushed into a receiving barracks, which, well, I should say a receiving squad bay. You don't get barracks in Marine Corps Bootcamp. You get squad bays, which is a huge floor with a bunch of bunk beds, super shitty, no privacy, pretty crappy. That's what you're in all boot camp. You don't get dorms. It's not the Air Force. It's not the Navy. You're in a squad bay, and the receiving squad bays suck. But anyways, yeah, you get all that stuff. You get your gear. You get rushed into this receiving squad bay. And by this time, let me tell you, when you arrive at boot camp, it's like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. You get there pretty late. So after you've done all this, it takes a few hours. So by this time, by the time you've gotten all your stuff, you got your haircut, your head shave, and you've gotten to the barracks, the squad bay, it's like 3, 4 in the morning. And you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep. You know, we're gonna get here, we're gonna sit our shit down, we're gonna put our, put our stuff wherever. Now we're gonna go to sleep. Let me tell you what. No. You are not going to sleep. You are staying up. If you want to or not, buddy boy. You're staying up because you've got random stuff, little tasks you need to do all night. The drill instructors stay up with you. It's not like they make you stay up while they go to sleep. The drill instructor is always a pain in the ass, and he's always right there awake with you. And you are always doing some bullshit. Let me tell you what, you're always doing some bullshit. They've always got something for you to do. In those first couple days, you don't sleep. You're not allowed to sleep. In fact, if you nod off or something while you're in the middle of a boring presentation about how to set up your checking and savings accounts, now that you're getting paid, now that you're in boot camp, you nod off, you're getting hazed. And not just a little, yelled at. Like, you are getting freaking hazed, man. And that's receiving. If you could make it through the first 2 weeks of boot camp, you can make it through the whole thing. I think it was the first week or two, if I'm not mistaken, maybe the first week is receiving before you get to your actual training company. And that is the worst time in the world because since you're not with a training company, their job is really just to get you processed into the Marine Corps officially during your first couple weeks. You're just getting your stuff, you're getting your checking account set up, you're getting your benefits started. And they're just treating you, they're basically just training you how to sort of act like a recruit. They sort of show you what to say and yell at you, and you kind of start to get into the motion. They teach you a little bit of drill when they have time. Like, it's very basic stuff. They teach you basic orders, and it's really weird because you're no one's priority when you're in receiving. You're kind of just in the way. You're not really a recruit yet because you can't start training yet until all this shit's done. But you're at boot camp, so they have to treat you like a recruit, sort of, but they can't really train you like a recruit. So they don't really, I don't want to say they don't care, but you're not really their priority. And so the drill instructors treat you like complete garbage. And that's what, what anyone would expect going into boot camp. But those receiving weeks, man, that is the most depressing time of your life. You've just left home, you're just experiencing something new, you're with a whole bunch of people you don't know, you've never met any of these people in your life. Unless you're from like the same city back home. But in my case, I was on the West Coast, so I'm from Ohio, so everyone on the West Coast, no one was from Ohio, so I didn't know anyone. And it was just a great time. Let me tell you what, but yeah, if you can make it through those first 2 weeks, you can make it through the whole thing. No problem. No problem at all. But those first 2 weeks are rough, man. That's when you get people very emotional, you get the people that are trying to commit suicide. I know that's kind of a taboo word, but I'm just going to call it, say it what it is. That happens in Marine Corps Boot Camp quite often, more often than most people would probably think. And those first 2 weeks, man, those are the time when people try to do that kind of stuff. That first like 2 weeks to a month, everyone's extra emotional because it's a brand new change, it's a new shock. They're very disoriented. That's the word I would use to describe the whole receiving process, is disorienting. And it's just miserable, man. There's nothing really good. Like, I can't really look back at the receiving part of boot camp and say, I learned a lot there. Like, you can't really take any of that stuff positive. The only thing I can say positively is I'm happy that I made it through it. because it was just downright depressing. And that's also the first time you get to go to church. And trust me, you're going to want to go to church if you're in Marine Corps Bootcamp, even if you're not religious, because it's on a Sunday. They typically don't mess with you as much. You get a couple hours to go to church on your own. The drill instructors don't go with you. And that was a nice sentinel shot right there, by the way. But you get a couple hours to yourself. So even if you're not religious, trust me, you're going to want to kind of become religious and go to church. and it's just very emotional. If you guys know anyone that's going through the receiving part of boot camp right now, or is in the Marine Corps and is going through boot camp, man, try to write them letters. That's the best thing you can do for them. Is just write them letters. That's the worst thing you can do is to not write them, because they already feel kind of isolated and alone. That letter, while it doesn't seem like it's a big deal, that can make a world of difference in a recruit's life, because being a recruit is the most miserable experience a person will ever go through. But yeah, if you guys like this type of video, if you guys like me telling these stories, man, let me know. Let me know what kind of stories y'all would want to hear. If there's something specific you're wondering about the Marine Corps, feel free to ask me. I'm always reading those comments. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It means a lot to me. These videos take a long time for me to make, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.